Hey guys, so I'm gonna be playing catch up a lot, I think, because 2022 was a hell of a year for movies. So I had seen like pieces, like good whole chunks of Thor: Love and Thunder, enough to essentially agree with what most critics said about it, that it is very tonally inconsistent. Last night I decided, all right, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna watch it beginning to end, all the way through, just so that I could say I did and so that I gave the film a fair chance. Did I jump the shark a little bit? In a literal sense, yes, because I didn't watch the entire movie through. However, the critics are right about it. It is very tonally inconsistent. I mean, like, Thor Ragnarok was really cool because it added a comedic element to something that we'd already been following, and it was very welcome. It was very fresh. But that was 5 years ago, and it has gotten tired. And what a lot of people are saying about Marvel movies these days is there's too much humor. Not to say that, like, it hasn't had humor in it since the Avengers, you know, the snappy Joss Whedon dialogue, it has, but it's just gotten to a point where it's almost like becoming a spoof on itself. Now, I've been very clear before, okay? Anything after Tony Stark snaps his fingers, in my opinion, is just a bonus. So I don't really have like a full investment in this, but I would like to talk about this movie because I like Taika Waititi. This movie will go from like suggesting Thor has some sort of a relationship, almost like a dating relationship with his weapon, and his weapon is getting mad at him for looking at his old weapon. It will go from an absurdist scene like that to Natalie Portman has cancer. And it's just kind of like, whoa, it's just such a dramatic shift. It's not even like, you know, there's a joke in the wrong place. It's like the movie is a damn joke. And it has these like little tiny splats of real drama in it. It just does not translate well. The other thing is that like not all of the humor really hits the mark. At certain points it's a little bit like, oh, okay, all right. That's not to say that this movie doesn't have anything noteworthy. I thought the screaming goats were funny. Christian Bale, as far as I'm concerned, he really stole the show in this movie. He was really good. He was a villain that actually had like a little bit of depth, God forbid. I mean, you got Thanos, who has a pretty decent backstory. As messed up as it is, he has a motivation to be doing what he's doing. And then you've got Killmonger in Black Panther, who has a very understandable backstory. Christian Bale, I would say that his villain is actually probably right beneath Killmonger. Everything about him was great. The movie needed more of him, and it needed more of like that kind of darkness, frankly. The other complimentary thing that I will say, and this is where, yes, I did jump the shark a little bit. This movie finds its footing in the last act. The ending is actually quite poignant. It's actually quite nice. The stakes are real. The entire dark part of the universe where the villain resides is really cool. The fact that it's all in black and white, and the fact that when Thor or Lady Thor will be powering up or something like that, the electricity, you'll see like a burst of like color on their suit and stuff. Atmospherically, that was really, really freaking cool. And that's what's just so damn frustrating about this movie. Plot-wise, you could have done pretty much the exact same thing if you had cut the humor down by half, and if you added like twice as much of the darkness, of the darker tones. This would have been perfect. This could have been, I mean, really, it could have exceeded Ragnarok. I'm not even really necessarily prepared to say that it's my least favorite Thor movie. I wasn't really a tremendous fan of the first two, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not saying that I like those better or worse. I'd have to go back and watch them. But, you know, it is a little bit disappointing, honestly, with Ragnarok being such an epic work by Taika Waititi. And even just like, you know, my wife and I, we watch every show even produced by the guy. He's a funny bastard. But fact of the matter is, you can't hit the mark every time. I mean, I would say it was a swing and a miss. I think he tried maybe a little bit too hard with this one. Did I hate this movie? Absolutely not. It has so many flaws that I can't really picture watching it like many more times, but I could definitely see myself watching it again. But every time that I do, frankly, it's going to come back to the same thing. I'm going to be like, you had it and you just lost it. But anyways, anybody else see Thor Ragnarok? If you did, let me know what you thought. And that's all she wrote.